Guys, welcome to Adventures of Dad and Emma, guest starring my son Chris. 18 years old of pure handsomeness and hiding his face for some reason, which is odd.
Goodbye.
Oh, okay. So, we are making brown sugar turkey this morning. It's real easy. It's my own recipe. So you take a pan and you're going to start with putting butter in there. And turning on the burner to about medium high. That's 8 on there, Chris. Right, gotta unwrap the butter. Okay, so he's gonna work on.
Is there a difference in using the stick butter and the regular butter?
Either one's fine. We're using stick here. I have often just taken the butter out of the tub, but the important thing is you got to get this butter starting to get it melted. Okay, this is a little more than half a stick of butter, and as you can see, we're melting it. All right, now we're gonna add a whole package of brown sugar.
Oh, that was the benefit of using the carton one. So this one's actually going to be harder to mix in with the brown sugar than that. So the way this thing works is the oil tries to separate very much so from the brown sugar. Personally, I would use the tub of spreadable butter or margarine, whatever you want to call it, because
Cooking nerd. All right, enough of that. So
Wow.
we didn't need a whole science lesson this morning. But yes, we usually use the tub, and that's why. I couldn't remember why. It's been used since I made it.
Hot butter on us? Good dude.
Look, sometimes into all life, a little butter has to smear. So, you...
The entire thing, right?
Yes, the entire thing. I actually made this recipe. It was handed down from God himself to me.
Oh.
Yes. Divine inspiration, buddy. All right, so you're going to add this butter.
Because he's so sweet.
This to there. Yes. Oh, he's taking those all right. Okay, you got the brown sugar in there. And now, what you have to do to help this brown sugar is you've got to take and dump oil in here. Vegetable oil is fine. I put just you have to eyeball it. I put about an ounce or two. And now look, he's going to start mixing it, and you've got to watch this mix. You want to get it soupy. And if you have to, you add more butter, you add more oil. It needs to be a little bit soupy because you're gonna put it inside your turkey.
Play it by ear.
And then you're gonna bite. So yeah. So unfortunately, this is one of those recipes where you gotta really look at it. It's really easy to do, but you just gotta kind of look at it and guesstimate. So we're gonna let him do that. And we've already prepped our turkey, removed the innards. The turkey's good and thawed. It's going to be ready. And we're actually gonna cook it in a roaster today in a bag. And I've never used a roaster, so we're gonna see how that's turned out. Do we need more oil or butter?
Give it about 5 minutes and I'll tell you.
Okay, so we're gonna come back to this in about 5 minutes. All right, guys, so we ended up adding another stick of butter, and you see the consistency. Show them the consistency. And it's okay if the butter's still melting, because remember, this is gonna go on a turkey and in a turkey. So, show them the consistency again, Mr. Payne.
It needs to be more runny than that.
Yeah, but it's not bad. We've done it that too. So it's kind of your own thing, because it's going to melt down and in the turkey. So while he does that, that's actually looking pretty good, Chris. I would leave it that consistency right there. And it's okay if you leave the chunks of butter, because it's going to melt off in the turkey. So you're pretty good right there, Chris. Okay, so we're actually going to poke.
Move this over here.
Yeah, move it over there. Yeah, it's probably smarter. Sometimes I only had one drinking coffee so far. Okay, so
I've had 0.
Chris, separate the skin out a little bit. So it's going to do what we did in our other video, and Chris is separating the skin. And then he's going to poke a couple of holes in the top of the turkey. So he's just separating the skin right now. That's all. He's separating the skin really good.
And this skin
Very
is
easy.
generally tougher than you think it is. You can put some force behind your hand and it still won't break the skin.
That's a pro tip right there, because he does this for me every year.
And they're getting into it outside.
Baby!
All right, so Chris poked a couple holes in the top of the turkey. Now look, ours has got a timer. I don't like the timer.
But we're gonna want to put that holes in after we're done that. 'Cause it's
No,
gonna
no, no,
start
no,
leaking
Chris.
out.
I want some holes in there now to help soak in what's going on. This is. Always feel free to question recipes. I love Christian will question and everything. It's part of learning. But in this, we want some holes because I want this to seep inside. But they need to be deeper holes, like you would do. There we go. There we go. Some deep holes because I want this mixture to go in now. So Chris is going to now. He's got some holes in there. He's going to spoon some of the mixture into underneath the skin. You have to use a spoon because if you don't, here, you move over. If you don't, then you're gonna burn yourself. So just spoon some of that.
This is what I was talking about
Yep.
when I said this butter separates from the brown sugar.
Yep, and that's okay because it'll still melt in there. Just spoon some of that loving goodness in there. Spoon some of that sweetness in there, buddy. This is also good if you get a different spoon. This is also good if you want to put an apple in there. If you want to put an apple in there, that's really good too. And if you have someone to help you to hold up the skin, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, go for it. And he's just spooning some of that in there. He's spooning and kind of spreading out. It's hard to see. Some of that loving goodness in there. That's some love right there, y'all. That's pure love. Okay? Now that we got that going, we're going to put a turkey bag. And we're going to put, there you go. He's massaging it in a little bit. Okay? And then that's plenty there, Chris.
I haven't even gotten it throughout the entire.
Oh, that's okay because you're dumping it on top, remember? And in the cavity.
Yeah, I was trying to get underneath the skin.
Ah,
and
very
underneath
good.
the legs. I hadn't done
No,
that.
that's fine because it's going to go in the cavity. So you can put a little more Vo if you want to. We want to save enough to dump in the cavity when we put it in there.
Be careful right here because this is where I always burn my hands.
All right. Okay, so now we're going to get our bag ready. And you get the bag and you have to put a little bit of flour in there. Okay. And you got to put the turkey in there. And then we're going to roast it at 350 for probably about 4 hours. And that's everything it takes to make a brown sugar turkey. You can drop more butter in there if you want to. We might. You pour in all the mixture into the cavity.
Literally falls apart.
Yeah, and you pour it in.
Like,
and you
you'll
put it
take
in.
this bone. You'll just
Well, we'll show you what we do once we get it in the bag to kind of show you what it looks like. All right, guys. So now we got the turkey in the bag with flour, and Chris is adjusting skin a little bit. He's going to dump our entire mixture in there into the cavity and everything. Usually we turn the bag up a little bit more so the turkey's leaning. So why don't you show them how we do that, Chris? I think he wanted to be able to shove it in there more. But set the turkey a little bit on its end so we can show them that other way of doing it. So, and you don't have to worry about it. The pan's clean, plus it's in the bag now. Okay, now dump it in there. Just show them. Just dump the whole thing in there. Doesn't matter if it just gets in the cavity. Just dump the whole thing in there. So, we're getting this loving goodness in there. Sorry. We're getting this loving goodness in there. Okay. All that love. That is love. Yeah, and it's going to get a little clumpy at the bottom, but it's okay. That will all melt. It's a lot of cleanup on the pan. And now we're going to put another stick of butter in there because we want it very buttery and very sweet. All right, so now we put in one more stick of butter, and it's fine. You can just shove it right in that cavity. And Chris is going to tie up the bag. Here you go. There we go. He's going to tie up the bag. Now you can leave your bag a little loose. Just don't do it so hard that you know it's going to pop or something crazy. All right, and then he's going to take and poke a couple holes in the top of the actual bag too. That way we make sure that it doesn't explode on us. But you can see you got all that brown sugar in there. It's going to be underneath. It's going to percolate throughout here where it's going to be really good. The whole thing's going to taste like brown sugar. Get more a little on the top and we're good. All right, so now we're going to put it in a roaster. I've never used a a roaster, but we're going to see how that works and everything. And hold on before we put it in there. Or you can go ahead and put it in there if you want to, son. Okay. I'm just getting video of you back, bud. We're going to put it in the roaster and cook it. And that's it. So this has been the adventures of Dad and Emma.
Alright, Goofy.
And ignoring common sense. Do it, bud. He never will do the hand gestures. God bless y'all. Have a he did jazz hands. Have a happy Thanksgiving. A turkey update. Let's see how it's looking. I see there's some spillage in here. You're getting nice brown color. It looks pretty. So I am happy about this turkey. It's not too far from being done. Guys, here we have the end result. My famous brown sugar turkey. And it is falling off the bone. It's so tender. I mean, and it's absolutely amazing. That is love. That's pure love there. That just tastes pure love. It's falling off the bone. Cook it just the way I like it. And hopefully everybody I know likes it. But I've had people beg for this recipe. And now you all have it. So I hope you enjoy.